I don't live my life by no fucking board game.
Sounds like I'm about to drop a bomb on you.
All right, so Andrew Young here, roving the aisles of Artist Alley, and I'm speaking with Francis Manapul, who he may not know this, but he won. He was the unanimous choice for Geek Hard's Artist of 2010.
Was I really?
Yes, you were. Yes, both myself and Mr. Green, the two hosts. We couldn't find a better artist than you. Your work on The Flash this past year was.
Where's my plaque?
We're working on it. We're working on it. You live in the Toronto area, correct? We can mail it out to you. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. But I just got to say, the work you've done with Jeff Johns has kind of been like, that's gained a lot of attention, first with Adventure Comics, now with The Flash. Is it a strong collaboration? Like, is there a lot of give and take, or does he give you a strong outline to work from?
Oh, he's like a dictator. He just tells me exactly what to do. No, we have a great time. Like, before we started Adventure Comics, we had to sit down. I went down to his office in LA, and we really discussed the feel of the story. And the thing was, particularly with Adventure Comics, we didn't even discuss plot. We just discussed the feelings and the certain emotional high points that we needed to hit. And then after that, we discussed the pacing and how I like to tell a story. Then we started talking about plots, right? Because more than anything, what we wanted readers to come away with when they were reading Adventure Comics is that same sense that Connor got when he went back to Smallville. So that way it resonates much more emotionally to the reader and less so like plot driven, but rather character and emotionally driven story. So.
Now, was this his personal office?
Yeah, I mean, at the time he shared an office with Jeff Loeb and Sterling Gates. Right. But now...
So did he have the hydraulic desk still then?
He did have the hydraulic desk. That's where I first discovered that beautiful thing called hydraulic table. So I went home and bought one, but it took forever to find because you can't get them new. You have to like search through Craigslist.
Yeah, they stopped making them.
Yeah, exactly. I was lucky enough and I found one from an ex-architect, right? But it's great. I love it.
Cool. Yeah. So when The Flash came out this past year, of course, a lot of attention, a lot of positive feedback. Everybody was loving it. Now, did you know, like, did you have a feeling like, of course this is going to do great, or are you surprised by the amount of positive feedback and how, you know, so many people have put it as like one of their favorite books of the year and whatnot?
Right. No, I mean, I was really surprised, you know, because I've been made aware of how many times Flash has been relaunched and sort of fumbled, but when the sales came in, it sold over 100,000 copies. So from there, I was like, hey, we did all right, you know, we did pretty good. And I think the momentum carried through, and more than anything, we told the story that we wanted to tell. And I think it was great that it connected with the readers, because ultimately, I'm a big fan of The Flash, and so is Jeff. So the fact that we were able to just tell the story that we wanted to tell and have the fans react to it in a positive way, it was absolutely fantastic.
That's cool. Now, I remember when the series launched, Jeff Johns was saying very much at that time that he wants to bring Barry Allen up to that iconic status with Superman and Batman, the same way he's been doing for Hal Jordan. Yep. Now, for you, what makes Barry Allen a main eventer?
Aside from the fact that he's the Flash, I mean, when you think about it, particularly Barry Allen, he ushered in the modern day superhero. So it's really, he's a really pivotal character, not just in the history of comics, but Barry Allen in particular with his place in the DC universe, right? And I think, of course, he had probably one of the most heroic deaths of all time in comics, and that's why a lot of people were opposed to him coming back. But I think it was time. You know, there's now this brand new generation of readers that don't know who Barry Allen is. I didn't know who Barry Allen was because I was a Wally West fan. That's who I grew up with. But then reading the old Showcase books, and then you realize I didn't know Wally West was Kid Flash. I always just knew he was the Flash.
Okay, yeah.
because when I first started reading The Flash, it was exactly, it was Mark Waid and Mike Ringo, and then Jimmy Jimenez was drawing it. So it was completely his book at that point, and that was all I knew. And there was no talk of Barry Allen at all, right? But then reading the old history and how it all played out, it's absolutely pivotal. And I think it's doing great. I mean, the fact that the book has been a top 10 book for DC for this past year, it's sold more than Superman, that's for sure. So I think it's definitely up there right now with Green Lantern and Batman. So we're working on it. So
now, of course, very pivotal thing when it comes to the Flash. You've gotten a chance now to draw the Rogues, and not just the Rogues now, but the Rogues of the future. Now, the designs for the Rogues of the future, was that all you, or was there a lot of incorporation of other things, or?
Because of time constraints, I actually designed the characters right on the page. Really? So there was just a rough description of what they're about, what their character is, and I just drew the page. You know, so unfortunately there wasn't that much forethought in the designs, right? We didn't have that much time to do them in.
Well, they look great, so that's fantastic. Now, is there a particular Rogue that you found the hardest to draw, like of the current Rogues? Is there one that's particular, it's like a little bit harder to draw than the others?
Well, I found the Trickster pretty hard to draw, just because he really stood out compared to the other Rogues, right? They had a very superhero-y, villainy kind of costume, whereas the Trickster's costume was kind of modern with the trench coat and the gear and the yo-yos and stuff. So it was like a weird adjustment to go from traditional villains to one that was a little more modern with his attire. But it was fun. But you know, he wasn't my favorite to draw. So.
Now, out of that group, I know some people, you know, when they draw, sometimes they can't choose a favorite. But which Rogue is your most favorite to draw?
Oh, that one's really easy. Captain Cold.
Of course.
Captain Cold. And I have the silliest reason for why I like drawing Captain Cold, which is I like drawing the fur on his hood. That's the only reason he's my favorite.
Well, that's cool. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like you got to find what you like. So that's cool. Now, I know you probably can't give too much away, but of course, Flashpoint is coming. In the regular Flash series, what's something that fans could possibly expect coming up in Flashpoint?
Well, it sounds like I'm about to drop a bomb on you, because Flash is actually canceled after 12.
Really?
12 is the last issue, and then they're going to roll into Flashpoint.
Oh my gosh, okay.
I think they just announced that this Friday.
Oh.
So...
Man, that's unfortunate, because I've been loving your work on the book. And well, do you know yet any projects you might be able to talk about that you are going to be working on?
I absolutely know what I'm going to be working on, and I absolutely can't tell you. I can tell you what I am working on, which I'm working on an 8-page black and white story for the Spirit, which I'm really excited about. I'm doing covers, of course, for Flashpoint. Canadian viewers might enjoy this. I'm doing some stuff for the Murdoch Mysteries. It's a television show on City TV. I believe the same time that the new season launches, we're launching an online web motion comic, so that's pretty exciting. So you'll still see some of my stuff, but as far as regular on interiors with DC, it's going to be the Flash, and then once that's finished, the Spirit, and then unfortunately it'll have to wait until probably the end of summer for something new.
Oh, okay.
So.
All right. Okay, so time's going to tell on that. Okay.
Yeah, and hopefully they'll be able to announce it sooner than later, because I'm really excited. I think people will be really happy or really mad. Who knows, right?
But is it a project that you yourself was like, oh, yes, I got this?
Yeah? Absolutely. Okay. We're going to start hopefully next week, but things sometimes are out of my control and gets delayed, and you sit around and you move on and you do other things. Right. But this one, I'm very, very excited. So.
Well, I look forward to finding out what that is, and look forward to seeing the wrap-up of the Flash series, although it's unfortunate that it's wrapping up, because one of my favorite DC books, definitely. The pages come to life, they do. All right, well, thank you very much, man, for talking with us. Thanks a lot. Bye.